In this video, I'm going to show you how to use your ChatRBox and also what it sounds like when the ChatRBox is activated. So let's take a look here really quick. Jesus Christ, it's like deep in there. No wonder we couldn't find it. So this is my beehive irrigation unit. I have 11 stations, but this specific unit, I don't know if you can see on the video, but it can hold up to 16 stations or zones. So I have 11 stations connected on here. So one of my solenoid, it seems to have blown out because the sprinkler is not turning on in that zone. And unfortunately, I hadn't marked exactly where the sprinkler lines were because this property was bought with sprinklers installed. So now I'm going to have to figure out where exactly all the sprinkler lines are running and also where the valve connection box is. So to do that, I was looking online and I found out that a lot of people have said this ChatRBox or ChatterBox is the way to go. It used to be a Rainbird unit here, and a lot of other users have mentioned that, and also this company do mention that you got to get the ChatRBox or ChatterBox Pro for a Rainbird unit. Otherwise, it may not work, or it may not be compatible with your irrigation system or the solenoid that was used in the irrigation system. So anyway, I have the unit here. I think I bought this from Walmart online. Seems to be pretty hard to get one of these nowadays, and Amazon does not seem to carry this either. Oh, there's other third-party brands, but I didn't want to run the risk, so I decided to go with this specific one that I found, which had a lot of reviews on Walmart. So I decided to get one of these. Anyway, so the connection to this is pretty simple and straightforward. On one side, you are hooking it up to the controller. So see, I have the line right here. I just found a copper wire lying around. Like, I think this is probably a very small gauge. I forget what this was. But the one that's hooked up to the unit is actually a little bit thicker than the one I have for testing, but it works. I have tested it on a couple of zones and I was able to find the ChatterBox or the solenoid box. And the other end is the valve wire. So you connect it directly to the valve that's going to your sprinkler unit. And when it's connected and when it's in test mode, the light here would turn on. Right now it's off, as you can tell. But when it is in test configuration, it'll turn right on. And then I'll also see that up here in this unit. Most of the control for this unit is done over your phone, which is kind of nice. But you can also control here. Very minimal controls though. I think you press this here, but I've never really tried it. I think it worked for me once when I pressed it. I don't know what the exact sequence is, but apparently you can do that here too. See, I have zone 8 is faulty. So I'm trying to fix that zone. And so far, the solenoid does not seem to have made any noise there. So I don't know if this is gonna work, but anyway, it's gonna help me map out where all the other 10 zones are located, the valve boxes for the 10 zones. So that's going to kind of give me an idea of, where to look for my missing solenoid box. So I'm currently opening up my Beehive app here. And once that loads, I'm going to go ahead and hook it up to one of the zones that I have it plugged into, which is zone 11 is what I have it hooked up to right now. And I'll show you how the system works here in a second. So I'm going to go ahead and go into my zone 11, which is what I have the test configuration hooked into. So I'm going to go ahead and hit test, and then just going to run a 10-minute test here. Okay, so that's running here, and now I'm going to show you on the ChatterBox what it looks like. So this is it right here. I have the ChatterBox connected onto station 11, zone 11, and the light has come on in the test configuration. Now if I go outside and go to that solenoid box, I am going to hear that clicking sound right now, and I'll show you guys what that sounds like too. But it is not as easy to find it, and you kind of do need a very quiet environment or relatively quiet environment, and you sort of need to know where to look for. Luckily, these solenoid boxes are sort of connected in line with your sprinkler system, so it is relatively easier to track it if you know where your sprinkler heads are located. It is usually around within 6 feet radius of that, so you just have to kind of listen in. And then what I've noticed is, like, if you have a pitchfork and if you gently press it into the ground, you will hit the solenoid box. So that seems to work out. Jesus Christ. It's like deep in there. No wonder we couldn't find it. Usually these valve boxes are not buried very deep. I was able to find a couple other ones that were like maybe like 2 inches down. But this one is definitely in like about 4 inches or more deeper. And like it's had a lot of soil sit on it. See, it's even got the imprint on the soil that I pulled out of it. So this specific one is in deeper. So the ChatRBox definitely helped me to find out where this one was. And what I noticed was one of the zones had 2 of the solenoids in one box. So you may just have to find one and you might get lucky and find 2 in the same box. So it turns out that I have 2 solenoid boxes or 2 solenoids in here. There's one right there. I just tested that and that was the faulty one. And then there's another one that's working. If it has one of these on it, it's just a simple pop off, like a turning knob. You can pop it onto your new one, you just pull it straight out and it should come off. It just gives you the direction of which way is on and off. There we go, I think we can see it right there. And it also helps you, gives you a little bit more leverage to turn the solenoid. But that's it. So I just happen to have 2 of them in here. So you may have 2 in the valve box, one of these. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this one replaced here. So I got it unscrewed up. This is my new unit right here, the Rainbird unit, and it tells you how much you got to turn for the on and off position. So you tighten it up with your hand and then quarter turn to get it to turn on. Don't over tighten. And I went ahead and cleared out the debris in there, and now I'm just gonna go ahead and fit it up. It's pretty windy out here. Okay, there it is. It's in pretty tight. I just hand tightened it. And now I'm gonna go ahead and pop this guy on there and then give it that quarter turn. Okay, I'm not gonna get a full quarter turn, but I'm gonna try. Okay, hopefully that's enough. We'll see. It actually worked. That was the solenoid that was gone. So, alright, we finally got that one zone that wow, okay, this one is bigger than I thought. Okay, there's 1, 2, there's one over there, 2, 3, 4, then 5. So there's 6 sprinkler heads, and there's one that looks like it's busted. So I'm gonna have to fix that one too. Alright, so it's over there. I'm gonna have to fix that one. Alright, well, definitely got to thank some of the other content creators on YouTube who actually helped out by providing a lot of instructions on how to do some of this job. My case was a little different. For some reason the solenoid was not quacking at all, but fortunately I was able to find 2 solenoids in one of the valve boxes. So if you are trying to do this yourself, go ahead and look for other solenoid boxes that are working, and then you might end up getting lucky like me and finding it there. Otherwise, this is going to be a hard job because mine, especially, it's in I don't even know what shape this is. It's like a Z format because it goes from there, comes out here, then there's 1, 2, 3, 4. It goes in a very weird pattern. So I would have never been able to get my pitchfork and poke around and find it. It would have taken forever. But I am super happy that it worked. And I can finally get my sprinkler system here working because we had a lot of grass out there that was dying. So that's going to get the lawn back up and lively, and it's going to also help us water a lot of the plants that we're going to have out here too.